5 Ways to Overcome a Mental Block in Gymnastics by Gymnastics HQ. If you're a gymnast, then you've most likely experienced a mental block at one time or another. Maybe you've fallen on a skill and now you're afraid to do it again. Or maybe one day you tried to do a skill and you all of a sudden couldn't do it. In either case, mental blocks can be frustrating. You can feel stuck and scared. And sometimes it feels like you'll never get past them. Your coach might say things like, just throw the skill, or don't think about it so much, just do it. But you can't stop thinking about it, even though you want to. So how can you move past a mental block when you feel like your brain has put on the brakes? First, you need to know where a mental block comes from, so that you can understand why your body is doing what it's doing. Most of the time, mental blocks come from your brain wanting to keep you safe from harm, or it's scared of the unknown. Our brain is hardwired with a special safety mechanism known as the fight or flight response. This protects us from danger. It makes our body get ready to either stay and fight or run away from danger. This reaction makes sense if there is real danger, like an animal running after you, like our ancestors experienced. But it's not helpful if you're trying to throw a back handspring that you can already do, since you're not in any real danger. During this response, your body sweats, your heart rate increases, and you breathe more quickly. Your body sends blood to your muscles and away from your skin, so you might even look pale. Basically, your body goes into high alert in order to protect itself from harm. In fact, worst of all, when your body senses a threat and is unsure of the outcome, it can put on the brakes to protect you. This is why you feel like you can't do the gymnastics skill you're trying to do, even though you know you can do it. So how do you get past a mental block when you have one? You make it crystal clear to your brain that your body is not in any danger. And these are 5 of the ways you can do that. Number 1, take deep breaths. If you were really in danger, you wouldn't have time to stop and breathe. So by telling your body that it's okay to breathe, your brain eventually hears the message that the threat has passed. So when you feel like you can't do a skill because of a mental block, stop and take deep belly breaths, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Go nice and slow until you start to feel more relaxed. Number 2, relax your muscles. When your body goes into fight or flight mode, your muscles tense up to prepare them to react quickly. When you're experiencing a mental block or frustration over not being able to do a skill, you'll notice that your muscles are tense. When this happens, tune into your muscles and see if you can relax them, one muscle group at a time, starting with your shoulders. The sooner you can loosen up your tight muscles, the sooner your brain will get the message that everything is okay. Number 3, imagine yourself doing the skill in your mind. Imagery is one of the best ways to overcome mental blocks. When you can see yourself doing the skill in your mind, you will feel more confident and your brain will back off its stress response. This is because your brain can't tell the difference between an image in your mind and what's actually happening. So when you're stuck in a mental block, imagine yourself doing the skill you're stuck on. Your brain will use this information as positive reinforcement and feel more confident in your body's ability to do the skill. Number 4, dial it down a notch. It might feel like you have to do the skill or else you'll lose it, but that's not true. When you're going through a mental block, you need to regain confidence by going back to what you can do, even if it's not the full skill. This might mean asking your coach for a spot, taking your skill down to the low beam, taking out a twist, or going back to an easier skill until you feel more confident trying something harder. Number 5, Focus on something positive in that moment. When you're stuck on a skill, it's easy for your mind to think negative thoughts, like I'll never get this, or what's wrong with me? But if you focus on something positive, you'll disrupt this negative thought process and get back on track sooner. You might think of how lucky you are to have such great gym friends, or how much you like your coach. Your positive thoughts act as a buffer between your mental block and your negative thoughts, which will help to stop the stress response from continuing. In conclusion, mental blocks can be frustrating and ruin your confidence. You can feel embarrassed by them and feel like you'll never get past them. But with a little work, using the 5 strategies we discussed today, you can be on your way to doing your skills again. And most of all, remember, this too shall pass.